Welcome to another vlog. My phone is ringing, so it's driving me insane. Anyway, welcome to another vlog. I'm very sorry that there has been such a long gap between my second job vlog and my third one. I know that I had said I was going to get them up one day after each other, but I had shot the first two and assumed that I would shoot the third one, like the next day. But I tried to shoot it once and it didn't please me, so I deleted it. And then last week happened, and last week was just crazy busy. Like I mentioned in one of the previous vlogs, I'm a PA, prefectural advisor, and being a PA, I'm responsible for the mid-year seminars. And this is sometime between November and February. The PAs are required to put on a seminar for the ALTs in their area, and basically it just talks about recontracting and focuses on a specific point of the JET ALT job. And this year it was focused on relations with your JTE, so relationships with your Japanese teacher of English. So we had a seminar. It was 2 days, but it was a very long 2 days. But anyway, so I finally have time to make this third vlog, so I'm very excited. Yay! My third part of my job is going to yogogakkou. Now, yogogakkou are schools for the mentally and physically handicapped students. It's very interesting and very surprising, especially to Westerners, that you'll have students with like autism and, very severe mental and very severe physical disabilities. And in these same classes, in these same schools with these students are students with ADD and ADHD. So in all aspects of their life, they're normal. They just can't focus. But they also attend yogogakkou. And that's something that I found very surprising to me. But anyway, so these schools are very similar to elementary schools. As I mentioned in one of the earlier job vlogs, many ALTs will go to their base schools, and then occasionally, once a month, once every other month or something like that, they'll visit elementary schools. So very much in the same way, that's how I visit yogogakkou. Every month or so, a yogogakkou will request me to come. I have two primary yogogakkou that I go to, that I've gone to many times. One is in Odawara, which is far away from where I live, but it is in Kanagawa, so I go there. And the other one is in Kawasaki. I've only been there once, but they have me scheduled for 2 other trips. So they schedule me pretty advanced. I mean, the one in Odawara, I'm scheduled for November, December, and January already. And the one in Kawasaki, I'm scheduled for November, not 11th, because that's tomorrow. November and December, I think. And then there's a couple of other ones that, will randomly say, hey, we want an ALT to come. And there's one in Yokohama that actually recently requested me that has never had an ALT visit. So it's going to be really fun. Those are the schools I attend. Now, the work here is very similar to elementary schoolers. I dance around, I sing, I speak very slow English, so I have to think very carefully about what I'm saying to make sure that it's not a word that is beyond their realm of understanding. It's a little difficult sometimes because I like my vocabulary, so it's a little difficult to kind of use small words. Going to these schools is always a challenge. Unlike elementary schools, these students they have disabilities, Some of them are stuck in wheelchairs. I have one girl at my Odawara yogogakkou that bites her hand and pulls it out of her mouth, and it scares me so bad because it's like she's going to make her hand bleed, and it's just scary to me. But anyway, so going to these is a lot more challenging. It's emotionally draining and it's physically draining. It's just a very tough day. You know, the first day I went to yogogakkou, it is a very large operation. It has 110 students and 100 teachers. So it's basically a one-on-one class. So it's just so intense. And at that school, I actually stay the whole day. So from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock, I stay at this yogogakkou. And, you know, after my first day, by the end of it, all of the teachers go out and wave goodbye to the students as they get on the buses and leave. And all of the students who can wave goodbye, and they're, you know, very happy, and you know, you're just waving goodbye to all of them. And at the end of that first day, I was just like biting my lip. Okay, don't cry. Don't cry. You're strong. So it was very emotionally draining. It was such an intense day. But I mean, it's totally worth it. It's so rewarding. Some of those kids, they're a lot more motivated to speak to me in English. One student at my Kawasaki yogogakkou, when I first met her, she was trying to talk to me and she was like, I like, and then she'd fall to the ground in like this fit of a mix between laughter and frustration. And she'd get back up. I like, and then fall to the ground again. And she did this probably 5 or 6 times until she finally got up and said, I like sweets. And then just giggled for like 10 minutes and then started all over. I like, fall to the ground. It was just, you know, it was so much fun. And she was so, you know, motivated and wanted so hard to communicate her thoughts in English. And it was very, you know, moving to me because not even my high schoolers at my other, you know, weekly schools, they won't even try that hard to speak with me. But she tried her hardest, and it was very much worth it. Another story, at that same yogogakkou, I was with the physically handicapped students, working with them for a little bit on the second half of the day, and one of the little boys, he never talked to me, but he talked to his caretaker, and he was talking to his teacher, and he asked his teacher, what kind of men, what kind of guys do I like, what kind of boys do I like? And so his teacher asked me, and I was like, I like nice guys. All of his friends were like, Shinto, you're a nice guy, you're a nice guy. And he just got this big old grin on his face, and then he asked me to shake his hand. So I shook his hand, and the way he was smiling after I shook his hand, you know, he was just so, like, he had such the biggest smile on his face. I have to see all of these students who can't do normal things that normal kids can do. And, you know, I see them, but then something like this happens and they seem so happy and they have such an optimistic outlook, and it's so, oh, I don't know. I can't even explain how amazing it is. But anyway, so that's the third part of my job. So to recap, I work at the center, the educational center. I teach at 2 high schools on a regular basis, once a week, and I teach at yogogakkou. On top of that, I'm a PA for the prefecture. So that's in whole my job. And I actually decided that I am going to not make this a 3-part series, but kind of keep it going. So anytime I have a post about my job, or, you know, a post about my kids or something like that. So I'm going to keep this vlog going and just keep adding to it. So 4, 5, 6, however many, until, you know, I run out of topics. thank you so much for watching, and I'm very sorry again for the super long delay between 2 and 3. But here's 3 finally, yay! Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Peace.